Alright guys, so we are working on a narrative story and we're going to start writing our own. But first I wanted to give y'all an example of one of my favorite narrative stories to give you a better idea of the detail and the way you would write if you are narrating a story. So that's what narrative means. It means you are telling a story. For example, if I had Natalie come and tell me what she did last weekend. She's telling me a whole story. She is narrating it. And so in this case, we have a narrative story about the Little Red Hen. And if you've heard that before, that is awesome. It's one of my favorite books. But just follow along with me. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen who was a very hard worker. She lived in a little red barn with a noisy black dog, a lazy orange cat, and a rude pink pig. One day, the little red hen found some wheat seeds. She knew she could plant the seeds, and tall wheat stalks would grow. Then she could cut the wheat and bake bread, but it would be a lot of work. "Who will help me plant these seeds?" she asked. "Not I," barked the noisy black dog. "Not I," meowed the lazy orange cat. "Not I," oinked the rude pink pig. "Then I will plant them," said the little red hen. And so she did. Weeks passed. The little red hen watched the wheat. First, little green sprouts began to grow. The green sprouts grew taller and taller. They grew into tall wheat stalks. Finally, the wheat stalks were ready to be cut. The little red hen was excited. "Who will help me cut the wheat?" she asked. "Not I," grumbled the noisy black dog. "Not I," purred the lazy orange cat. "Not I," grunted the rude pig. "Then I will cut it," said the little red hen, and she did. Now the little red hen had wheat, but she needed flour to bake the bread. She could take the wheat to the miller, who would grind the wheat into flour. But the miller was a long walk of many long miles away. "Who will help me take the wheat to the miller?" she asked. "Not I," growled the noisy black dog. "Not I," yawned the lazy orange cat. "Not I," mumbled the red pink pig. "Then I will take it," said the little red hen, and so she did. The miller ground the wheat into flour. When the little red hen at last arrived home, she was ready to start making bread. First she had to make bread dough. "Who will help me make the dough?" she asked. "Not I," whined the dog. "Not I," hissed the cat. "Not I," sighed the pig. "Then I will make it," said the little red hen, and so she did. The little red hen mixed the flour with water, yeast, and salt. She kneaded the dough and watched it rise. Finally, it was ready to bake. "Who will help me bake the dough?" she asked. "Not I," muttered the dog. "Not I," sniffed the cat. "Not I," snorted the pig. "Then I will bake it," said the little red hen, and so she did. The smell of baking bread spread all through the house. Finally, the bread was ready. The little red hen took it out of the oven and sliced it into pieces. "Who will help me eat the bread?" she asked. "I will," yelped the dog. "I will," smiled the cat. "I will," squealed the pig. "Not so fast," clucked the little red hen. "I planted the seeds. I cut the wheat. I took the wheat to the miller. I made the dough, and I baked the bread all by myself. And now I will eat it all by myself." And so she did. And so that's a really good story, guys. It also gives us a pretty good lesson as well. Now, on your worksheet that you have, you've got a worksheet where we're going to plan a story. Let me see if I can get that pulled up for y'all. All right, here we go. Alright, so we've got a title, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And so if I were planning The Little Red Hen, I would have written the title The Little Red Hen. The beginning, it says main character and setting. Well, we know that the Little Red Hen lived in a small village with a dog, a pig, and a cat. And the main character was the Little Red Hen. Now, the problem for the character was that she could not get anybody to help her with the entire process of making the bread. Nobody wanted to do any of the work. So that's what I would have put for the problem. At the end, the solution and last events, that would be that at the end, after she baked the bread, when she asked, everybody wanted to eat the bread. And she said, not so fast. I literally did everything by myself. So I'm going to eat the bread all by myself. So this would be my story planner. Now, I want you to complete it, and I want you to think about what story that you would write about. It could be a story with animals. It could be a story with humans. It could involve your friends. It could involve somebody you know. It could be completely made up. I want you to write a story. Give me a really good narrative story of what's going on. At the beginning, I want you to write about your main character. Tell me a little bit about the character. What are they like? Are they quiet? Are they loud? How old are they? Maybe what they like or what they wear and their setting. Where does this take place? Are they at school? Are they at home? Are they going shopping at the mall? Tell me about that. The middle is the problem for the character. We need a problem. Think of a problem. Maybe they missed the bus, so they couldn't get to school. Or think of the super kids. There's plenty of things that happen that are problems in the stories. For example, let's think of Golly. The problem was that Golly had no home. He was going to have to find a different home because he couldn't live in the apartment anymore. That was the problem. Give me a problem your main character's having. And then at the end, the solution and last events, I want you to tell me how they solved it. What happened to solve it, and how did it go? Did they, when they missed the bus, were they able to find another one, or did they walk? Just like Golly, they were able to reach out to people to find someone to take him, and so they finally did. And they learned that he was actually really happy there because he had animals on the farm that he could play with, and they could always come back and see him. So tell me a little bit more about this. You don't have to write the entire story. I just want you to fill this out for me. And I want y'all to give me some good detail. Remember some of those descriptive words that we did last week in our writing? Use your senses, guys. Touch, smell, feel, taste. What does it look like? Give me some of that, okay? And next week when you return, we're going to actually create this story, all right? All right, guys. Well, y'all have fun working on that, and I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.